everyone, I hope you're well. I'm bringing you a quick review video today, and if you don't want to talk about periods or hear about them, I suggest you leave now. So as many of you know, I am a member of a review group called BzzAgent, and quickly explain, they send you products out that they team up with. It's your job to review the product and then spread word of mouth. It doesn't have to be a positive review. The more honest, the better. And I am very honest with the stuff I try out. There have been things that I've tested and I'll continue with. There was something that I tested a product and I still use and I still go back and buy, but I cannot think what it is. I was put in for an Applicator and also a Hoover, and obviously I still use those. So into these Lil-Lets, I was sent which one of these? A regular and a super. This one is the Applicator one. I can't think. I'm looking for regular and super, I've already said that. So first things first, the packaging. I actually really like this. It's a cute little box, cute colours. I like this little design here. Sometimes it's the silliest little things that catch your eye, but they kind of come out almost like a little tissue packet, and you can just pull them out the top. So they look really nice, and because they are an applicator that's kind of folded in on itself, they're smaller, so it takes up less room. So the tampon itself is in this packaging. I like this packaging because it doesn't tear and rip, like wear and tear. I have, like many girls have, tampons in their bag, like emergency tampons that stay in there in an event of emergency, whether I need them or somebody else needs them. It stays in there and I try not to use it unless it's an emergency. Because it's in there, it gets sort of moved around with everything, and as my tampons are covered in paper, the paper starts to tear after a while, and then all of a sudden it's just loose, roaming around your bag, and you can't use it. So I like the fact that these are like plastic and hardware, and it says it's a whisper wrapper, which I wrote this in my review. I think it's great that it's a quiet wrapper and it's not a really loud crinkly piece of paper, because there are people out there who don't want others to know that they're changing a tampon in the toilet, but at the same time, we're all women, we have periods. 99.9% of us have a period every single month, and we shouldn't be ashamed to talk about it. We shouldn't be ashamed to go into a toilet and change a tampon, and we shouldn't be ashamed to rustle something round and someone thinks, oh, they're changing a tampon. That shouldn't be something we're ashamed of, but it is enough. It's still an issue enough for a tampon to actually have a gimmick where it's a whisper wrapper. And I've had pads the same where, you know, it's a whisper wrapper so you can tear it open. So yes, it's nice for the people who are self-conscious of it, but personally, I don't think it's necessary. Opens nice and easy, has little perforations down the front. So you just tear it and it comes open nice and simple. Obviously, the tampon is folded in on itself, which is why it's only got half the space. Pull it out, relatively simple, that's it. The applicator itself is a very smooth plastic, really smooth, very nice insertion, was very easy, there was no problems. And obviously if you can see the front there, I'll just gently push it. They come out nice and simple. Now the one problem I did find with it, which I find with all plastic applicators, is when you've got it that far up, there's a bit that sticks and I struggle to push it in. In the past, it doesn't happen every time, but if I can't push it up and I go to pull the applicator back out, sometimes it will drag the tampon back out with it. And I pull the applicator back out and I pull the tampon and it's like this. And I've just wasted a tampon, which is really annoying. You have to press it, that last bit. And that last bit is just, I think it's to get, look, I think it's to get that bit past there, it's just a struggle. It goes up smoothly, and then that last little bit, obviously, you know, when you're inserting a tampon, it's not the most dexterous time, and to just push that up, I struggle. Maybe it's not designed to, hold on, see if I can push this back up. Maybe it's not designed, maybe it's only designed to be pushed to there, and the idea is a tampon should stay, but the tampon hasn't stayed in the past. It has been like pulled back out, which is very annoying. Tampon itself, very comfortable. I didn't once, I only wore these for 5 days. I didn't notice that it was up there. I don't have a great deal of problems with them in general. Every now and again you'll use one and it'll sit wrong and you're aware of it. And after about an hour you just think, I've got to go and change this, it's too uncomfortable. This was really comfortable. I didn't feel it up there. The string is nice and tight, which is always a must. And with these tampons, they expand widthways rather than lengthways. That's their big advertisement for the absorbency. So it doesn't actually get longer, it gets wider. I rarely have issues with leaking. I hardly ever have issues with leaking now. It was more of a problem when I was younger, but not so much now. The absorbency was brilliant. I didn't have any problems. Even when I wore the regular ones on heavy day, I didn't have any problems. The one thing I did like about it was, and this may be TMI, but we're sharing, so I'll share it. Sometimes when I pull the tampon out, when I take it out, if it's not wet enough, if it's not absorbed enough and it's still a little bit dry, when I pull it out, it has this dragging feeling, and it's a horrible, I can't describe it, it's a horrible feeling. It makes me like cringe and feel a bit sick. Again, it doesn't happen every time, it just happens if I'm trying to take a semi-dry tampon out. But you know, you don't have a choice. If you need a tampon out, you need to take it out. This never once pulled, and I think it's because, I don't know whether it's the paper on the outside or whether it's because it expands widthways instead of length, so you're not pulling that length down. It's got like a very smooth paper on the outside. The top is more exposed, the top is more like cotton woolly, but the side is like a really smooth paper, and it felt nice. It felt nice to be able to take it out and not have that horrible feeling of, oh, right, it's out, okay. The only downside to this is the price. The tampons I currently use, they're actually just Aldi's own brand. I think they're called like Floret or something. They are 4p a tampon. These ones come in at something like 18.7p per tampon, which personally I don't think it's worth it. It's a little bit expensive. I found Lil-Lets have always been a little bit more expensive, and yes, they're nice and they feel great, but it's not worth, for me, it's not worth it to pay 4 times the amount. Also, I'd just like to add on that I am actually thinking of trying a moon cup. I've heard a lot about them. I heard about them, I think about 8, 9, 10 years ago, something like that, and I've never bothered. But I am considering getting one. It's more environmentally, I can't talk, it's more environmentally friendly. It's meant to be more comfortable. It obviously removes the risk of toxic shock syndrome, which is obviously when you leave a tampon up inside you. If you forget about it, you can get toxic shock syndrome. If you don't know about that and you do use tampons, please read up on it, it's very important. But yeah, I've been thinking about purchasing that. If you've used one, let me know. I have read some reviews online and watched some videos and they're all good. So I'm considering getting one. Obviously, if I get one, I'll do a little bit of a review like that. I hope this review helped you. If you've used these, let me know what you thought. If you're also a BzzAgent and you did a review on these, what were your thoughts on them? Did you enjoy them? Did you think they were worth the money? Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.